Welcome back. We're the Bourbon Junkies. He's Dan. I'm Sean.
Okay, welcome back to Beyond Bourbon. Today, I think we kind of wanted to do this. We've talked about it in the previous video. Really young. We started collections recently. Yeah. If we had $150 to restart a collection, you're not going to get a lot of bottles. You're going to get 3, maybe 4. I think we each have 4 in our $150.
4 in our collection.
And we have $150. I'm pretty much right at it. I think I'm a little below, maybe a couple
I
dollars.
might be like a buck or two over, but one of my bottles you can't really get a price on because it's allocated.
Yeah. We each have one allocated. We'll probably get that out of the way first.
It might be the same one. I don't know what he has. We could have
the exact same list. Yeah, but
this is something I want to get out to you guys because this is one of the topics I looked up the most when I first started getting into bourbon and stuff in general. And like, I didn't have a lot of money. I mean, I don't have a lot of money now, but it's like the first few purchases of bourbon, I don't want it to be on something that's not good. Yeah, I wanted to get something that was worth its money, worth the value, and I think this is what we're going to show you today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very difficult to know because there's so much out there. Yeah. When you go to Total Wine and you see 300 different bottlings, you're like, wow, what do I choose? There's this one that's $10 and this one's $200. What's the difference?
Very overwhelming.
Like, yeah,
very overwhelming.
It gets very overwhelming. So YouTube is where we started, and that's what we're hoping that this video is going to be.
Yes.
But you want to go ahead and give us your first bottle?
I'll do my first.
We'll go allocated first, get them out of the way. Everyone's going to be upset about that.
Yes, I'll do my first allocated. And I was between 2 bottles.
Okay.
I decided to go with Weller Special Reserve.
All right. I mean, that's a hard one to beat.
If you watch our other video, our Buffalo Trace Blind, it stood up to the other ones. I'm not going to tell you where it finished, but it stood up to the other ones at least. And it is MSRP, the cheapest one, or at least on par with the cheapest one.
$20?
$20. Yeah. I put it in here like $20, $25. It is, you might not be able to find it for that. Obviously, it is allocated, unfortunately. Yeah. But they make 1 million bottles of this a year. Yeah, you probably will get your hands on this at one point.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows the name Weller. So like if you're going to start a collection and you have this on your shelf, it kind of makes you look cool, like Buffalo Trace, Weller stuff. So,
it looks good on the shelf, like it does.
Yeah, it's a great looking bottle, and like if you want to collect more in the future, you can move up the lineup. So it's a really good way to like, you can learn the tiers of bourbon. Yeah.
We did too. Like it's perfect.
So all my things are different. So something different by everyone. Yeah. This is the weeded one. This is the only weeded one in my lineup. It's one of the best like cheap weeded ones. I think like Maker's just comparable. But I think Weller would look better on the shelf.
Yeah, I think in the future we're going to do a weeded blind.
Yes.
And just a budget weeded blind. So Green River, Makers, Weller.
Larceny.
Yeah, all of those. There's a bunch out there. And weeded is one of those things that's always suggested to beginners. Yeah. With reason, because they're so smooth. But that's a great choice.
This was one of my first bourbons I ever had way before I got into bourbon. Yeah. And so I remember that kind of stood out like, wow, I kind of like that. So let's see what yours is.
Mine is E.H. Taylor. And I have a couple reasons for this. $45 retail, roughly. Yeah. That's in tax. Like I bought one recently from the distillery. Yep. That was with tax and everything, like 44 maybe, 45. Yep. 100 proof, bottled and bond. I cannot think of a better place to start. Like, you know, it's dead middle of the road. The proof's gonna be there. You can get adjusted to it a little. Yep. Something that's a great pour for people from very similar versions of this. Like it looks great on your shelf. Yep.
It's a collector's bottle.
Yeah, and it comes with a 10.
You get the tube, the 10.
Like it looks, I just think it's great. And the flavors that come through this are a little different than your normal Buffalo Trace, but you can still get like a little adjusted to that. You get used to it. Hard to beat for its value. I think it stands on its own.
I agree.
Great bottle. And this is also, this is the second most expensive bottle I have, but
it's a good pick.
It's hard to beat.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
Cousins here.
Yeah, very, very similar.
My other one I was between was regular Buffalo Trace. I like this better, and this is cheaper, so it kind of fit this video better.
Right. Hit us with number 2.
All right, number 2. I'm gonna start cheapest. You all know it, Wild Turkey 101.
That's another great bottle.
It's polarizing. There's a lot of people that don't like it. They get some very harsh notes on it, but you saw our Wild Turkey blind. It stood up with the big dogs more than any other ones. 101 proof, so similar to Bottle and Bond, even higher. Less than $20. I've had this at $18, $19.
Yeah, it's super cheap. Easy to find.
Easy to find. It's very good way to get into the Wild Turkey lineup. It's almost polar opposites with this bottle.
Yeah, very
This
very
has
different.
Spices and like sherry notes.
Yeah.
This is more like sugars and I don't know, but completely different than this, but readily available, really common, and it's almost always a solid pour for me.
My thing for this is everyone else has a bad taste in their mouth from it, from having, that's been their first bottle before they even got the whiskey or anything. Yeah. And I would ask you to go back. We kind of talked about it in the blind.
Yeah.
Go back to it and truly try to enjoy it. Try to get some notes out of it. I think it's 1,000% worth it. Like I
think so too.
It's hard to beat a better value.
It's an insane value. I love wild turkey. We both do. This is a great way to get into that, to be able to appreciate other stuff. Solid 101 proof pour. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. It is just stands alone. It belongs in everyone's collection. Yeah. Everyone should have a bottle of this. Yeah,
absolutely. So my second bottling, we'll go with my most expensive. Very similar along the same lines. Rare breed.
That was almost in mine.
Man, we are almost out of that.
Yeah, I know.
That is wild.
I'm going to have to go to get one this week.
So a couple reasons I went with this. Barrel proof.
Yes.
So 116.8 proof. One of the best barrel proof values, I think. $50. Usually can get you a good bottle of this. Depends where you go. It's different everywhere.
Yeah, different everywhere. $50 is what I think I got it for. So
yeah, usually around there.
That's what Total Wine has it for.
An absolutely great find. That's always on the shelf. And this is something, again, if someone comes over your house and they're a proof hound, they love the higher proofs and stuff, this is something great you can pour them. Like, it's not super high proof where, it's going to knock them to the ground. Very, I hate using the word smooth, but even for people that like lower proofs, 116 is not super high, and this drinks lower.
It drinks lower. It is so solid. It has such a well-rounded palette of flavors. You get the sweetest stuff I've ever had. A little bit of spice on it.
Savoriness that comes through.
Some savory, some fruit, some oak. Really oaky.
Yeah, it is so well-rounded.
And it is one of the best values in all of bourbon or whiskey, whatever you want to call it. In our blind, it got second place.
Yeah, and it got second place behind Russell Sirk,
which is an allocated unicorn.
Barrel proof again.
One of the best bottles we've ever had.
Yeah, I mean that's not even a comparison.
Yeah,
and it still got second place.
That's more than our entire collection.
Yeah.
So if you're starting out, that's an amazing one. That was almost on mine.
Yeah, I'm very similar or less so far. We started Buffalo Trace. Wild Turkey.
Let's see what's next.
See if you go the same.
So
number 3.
I actually don't have this bottle, so I have something from the same distillery. This is Woodford Reserve.
Okay.
But I'm going with Woodford Reserve Double Oaked.
It's a good one.
So, I had a pour this one time. I haven't even owned a bottle of it, and I fell in love with that pour.
Yeah.
It has the most amazing dark chocolate notes. And if you want to get into finished bourbons, toasted bourbons, double barrel bourbons, whatever you want to call it, that is the best one in my opinion. I think it's like $55 or something. So
it's kind of up in price recently.
Yeah, it has gone up in price. I see like Total Wine picks all the time too. But it is a very, very solid pour. It stands on its own 2 feet. If you want to get into, like I said, those toasted, like darker, richer flavors, more oak, more chocolates, it's an amazing one. I prefer that one to all the other toasted ones, and it's different than the other ones in my collection.
For me, there's no astringency that comes through in that. Yeah. From like Elijah Craig toasted and a couple of other toasted or finished ones, there's a weird astringent note that comes through it, and I'm not a huge fan of it.
It kind of tastes like you burnt.
Yeah. Double Oaked from Woodford is one of the best like entry bourbons. Yes. The first time I had it, I had gone from Scotch to bourbon, and like that tasted like just pure chocolate. Like, I mean, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, this tastes like eating candy.
Yes, it's Hershey's dark chocolate. Like it's a really good pour. It's from a really well-known, well-loved distillery, Woodford Reserve. It looks great on the shelves. I love that like half-size bottle. Yep. So that's definitely something I think if you want to get into something a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely a safe bet. Woodford Reserve Double.
I thought this was going to be in your list originally, and it might still be number 4, but mine is Early Times.
Interesting.
Couple of different reasons. When we had this, do we have it bottom shelf fingers? Was absolutely wonderful. The notes on it that come through compared to the video we filmed before that, which was small batch. Yeah. Was Bismarck small batch.
Which maybe boosted this up a little.
Did, but I've had this a few times, and it is amazing.
It is great.
Like we don't love it compared to other people, but it's still a great bottle.
Great everyday pour, 100 proof.
Yeah, I've realized that. Liter.
So you're getting, it's like $25 for a liter. So it's one of the most insane values.
Pretty easy to find. I mean, Total Wine will be sold out every now and then. I went this week a couple of times and it was there both times.
Yeah, ever since Sazerac, Barton, and everybody owns it, it's kind of a little bit hard to find. Yeah. That's what They do. They allocate their stuff. But it's great stuff.
The notes, I'm going to try a little of this actually. The notes that come through on this one are a little darker than what I'm like you would think for a cheap bottle.
It has some good savory notes. Very different than your wild turkeys. And
I mean, that's immediately, just give that a smell. Like, that is just so candy-esque, chocolate, like Milky Way almost.
It tastes better than $25.
Yeah, it does. And it's very consistent, not allocated. And you're saying the liter was one of the reasons to put it on there. Like, that is such a good value.
Everyday pour. Yeah. Like, if you get your hands on E.H. Taylor, you're not going to pour every day.
No, but you're not worried about pouring this.
No, you can go through those as fast as you want. Drink responsibly.
I mean, that is so good. Like, you're going to sip even, like, very, like, kind of nutty on the back end, but, like, a good nut. Like, peanuts, like peanut butter, peanut butter chocolate, like a Reese's, Milky Way, like any kind of those candy bars that have that the crunchy bar, like Kit Kats. Like,
it's very peanuts, like Snickers almost.
Yeah. A Payday.
That's a great one. Great pick.
Give us your fourth.
My last one, Knob Creek Single Barrel Select.
That is such a good pick.
Knob Creek Single Barrel Select, run you about $55 as well. $55. Woodford Double Oak is $50. So $55 for this one. Obviously, it's a single barrel product. This is a Total Wine store pick. I freaking love this bottle.
They're amazing.
I got this one, and within a week, it was... I don't even drink that much bourbon, but in a week, it was like half empty. 120 proof. So you've got a 90 proof, 101 proof. I don't really know.
90 proof, I
90 proof for Double Oak. If you want to step up into the big dogs, try a high proof bourbon. It's a completely different palate than these three offerings.
Yep.
You get a completely different variety of flavors on it. Like, let me have some because I just need to just reminisce.
It's been a while since we had it. We did the review of the Knob Creek 12 a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and we talked about this one, and we thought in that video we like this one better, actually.
Yeah, we've not compared them side by side, but like that, like to even consider them in like the same, not the same league. I mean, it's only like $20 more retail, but like to consider them that similar. I mean, this one's almost 9 years. This one's 12 years. We're going 3+ years older. You expect more, and it wasn't a great more. Yeah. Like it was more.
It was more. It was just not the best, and I think the single barrel select version of that would stand on its own better.
Yeah,
but it was almost too oaky.
Yeah, it was too much for us.
Perfect amount of oak.
Yeah, that one. When you poured me that the first time, I was like, that's a great pour that you can easily find. Like,
it drinks hot, but it drinks hot in an easy, approachable way. It's like it just doesn't hit your palate and just like light your taste buds on fire. It warms you from the inside in a nice, relaxing way. I absolutely agree.
That's a great pick.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so creamy and like just
cream. Yeah, it's one of the best mouthfeels. Yeah. It just warms me from the inside out. I'm getting chocolate, like milk chocolate, milkshake almost on it. A little bit of peanut butter. That's phenomenal. That's one of my favorites.
My fourth and final pick, again, maybe a little surprising to you. Decided this last night is Bulleit Bourbon.
Yep.
I have a couple reasons for this. A lot of people not huge fans of Bulleit, and
revisit it.
Yeah, not even like huge fans. They just don't ever think about it. Like, it's not like it doesn't cross their mind.
They have one of the most outputs of bourbon of any distillery, I believe, don't they? Like, they just pump it out.
Yeah, they have a lot. They have a few different offerings too. The 10-year single barrel, barrel proof.
I'm excited. We're gonna try those on a short video coming up, so check that out for sure.
But this one, so we got 90 proof. My lowest proof, and I have a couple of reasons to select this. We're talking $25, so this could even be in our $25 and under. Bottom shelf bangers.
Foreshadowing.
Maybe. We're almost done with this bottle. I've had it since December, and every time I come back to it, it's better than I remember it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jared got this for my birthday, actually. So right before Christmas, had it, and this is also, I've tried this in a couple times, perfect for cocktails. So you're not worried about expending that much money on it. You can always find it. The high rye, so that also separates itself from these three.
It's a great choice.
Neither of us are huge rye fans right now. We're trying to venture out. We're trying to get you adjusted to it. Yep. That's something I wish if I was restarting my collection, I got into more, was high rye or ryes even, to get adjusted to it a little more. Because right now it's just so different than what we were used to drinking. And I think this is a perfect entry to that.
That's a great pick. For the, like you said, with the rye thing, it's 90 proof, so you're not getting a lot of heat, but you get that flavor of the rye, and it's not too much, because at a higher proof, that rye can be a little too much. But at 90 proof, he poured this for me the other night, blinded it, and I said, this was the best 90 proof bourbon I've ever had.
Yeah.
And like I honestly stand by that. And then same pour for the value.
Yeah.
I love like the bottle. I think it's just like it doesn't try to be so flashy and big like
It doesn't.
Like a Buffalo Trace or something. It's just a solid everyday pour. These are great everyday pours, and they couldn't be more different, I think.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you gotta have, when you're restarting a collection, $150, you have to have a wide range. I cannot believe that we had two different lists, but both of them stand out, and they both have such a wide difference between them. Mm-hmm. You have 116 proof to 90 proof. You have 120 proof to 90 proof. Yeah. Like, the range of proof is needed. The range of... I like how you were intentional with each bottle is very different. Yeah. I have two bottle and bonds.
They couldn't be more different though.
But they could not be more different, and I love bottle and bond. Like that's something that you like,
especially for beginners.
Yeah, like it's the perfect thing.
It is like, okay, I'm used to drinking 90 proof, whatever. Yeah. 100 proof isn't, I mean, that far of a jump from that, and it just like you get that 4-year age statement at least on it. Like it is just.
It's amazing.
It's really
like bottle and bond will always be a classic and will always be good.
It's very rare that you find a bad bottle and bond.
Even like
so any bottle and bond. So actually, if you have $300, here's your collection.
Yeah, this is a perfect collection. I did not expect us to have different lists. Let us know who in the comments who you think wins.
Yes. Which collection would you rather have?
I would be happy with either of these. After looking at both of it, like this would be a great 4-bottle starter.
If you took rewind the clock, put me a time machine, gave me $150 and say, buy me some bourbons. If you came out with this, I'd be so happy. I came out with that, I'd be so happy.
Very happy with all of them. Let us know in the comments what you guys think, and like again, please keep like commenting and like videos you want to see, because that's why we're doing this.
Yes.
We're trying to get content out to what you guys want to see, because this is like something we would love to see when we first started. Yeah. And this is a video that I would 1000% would watch if I saw it a year and a half, 2 years ago.
For sure. And like, we are relatively new to this too, so we
absolutely
like, listen to somebody who's been drinking bourbon for 30, 40 years. I kind of like, they don't really know. Yeah. They don't drink this stuff that often. No. We drink this stuff a lot. Obviously, almost all these bottles are like at their minimum. So share this video with your friend if they're trying to get into bourbon. Yeah. Or if you are yourself. Any of these bottles are a great value. You're not going to waste your money if you buy these bottles.
I also forgot to say this last video. This is the second video with our new camera and mics. I want to thank my dad for letting us have those, borrow those, because this is, I think, we've watched a couple videos already. The quality is like insane, but thank you again for that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so thank you guys. Leave a comment down below who you think wins. What was your 4-bottle or 3-bottle or 2-bottle $150 collection be to start your collection?
Where did we go wrong?
Yeah.
What did we miss?
Yeah. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.